Hi. Welcome to this series of video blogs I'm going to be doing about the Colorado 2012 bar exam. It was suggested to me, especially because I have so many friends that live sort of across the United States and a few that live overseas, that a video blog like this might be a little bit helpful for them to sort of get a grasp on what I'm dealing with the Colorado bar exam, what I need help with, and more importantly, for it to be out there for others to be able to use those experiences and learn from them as they are deciding whether to take the bar or how to overcome certain difficulties with the bar. So just a little bit about me. My name is Janet Rose, and I'm 34 years old, and I have taken the bar exam 2 times. So, you know, I'm sort of in the position of third time's the charm. I graduated law school in May of 2003, and between graduation and taking the bar exam in July, I was also buying a house, closing on a house, moving into a house, and still not unpacked by the time I took the bar exam. I was also 5 months pregnant. We had just found out that I was going to be having a boy, so baby names were going through my head right before the bar exam started, and needless to say, getting up every 10 minutes to go to the bathroom probably wasn't a good way to pass the bar exam. That wasn't the only reason why I didn't pass the 2003 bar exam, and I do want to do sort of a separate blog just about the reasons why I didn't pass in 2003 and again in 2004. So yes, again, I ended up taking the 2004 July bar exam and did not pass then either. The short summary of that one is I was trying to finish a master's in public policy and was under a lot of time constraints to finish within 1 year for the requirements of the dual degree program, and ended up having only really a month to focus on the bar exam. And again, like I said, there are a lot of other reasons why I didn't pass, both in 2003 and 2004. But 2004, there was a lot of sort of family change happening at that same time too. A lot of changes. Change is a factor to consider when taking the bar exam. You know, life doesn't stop just because you're taking the bar exam, but there are certain things that I'm learning that you can do to sort of minimize both the impact and the frequency and the intensity of some of those changes, and things that you can do that are in your control. So that part of the reason why I want to do this is because it is such a big learning experience for me, that it's something that I do want to share with a ton of other people that might be struggling with some of the same emotional issues that I've struggled with, the same emotional distractions and things like that, but also to have some different ideas as to how to overcome those things, because there is sort of a standard in the legal profession of kind of just power through it, and that doesn't work for me. Powering through it only makes the distractions a little bit louder. So I want to do sort of a separate blog about how I'm overcoming each of those issues, and of course I want to do like a week-by-week blog. So you're going to have an intro video, which is this one, sort of a little bit more about the history and all the trauma of the 2003 and 2004 bar exams for me, and then also hopefully at least a week-by-week, if not, you know, I might just have a couple videos where I'm just screaming into the screen, but that hopefully that will help provide a little bit of context and a little bit of information for those of you who are my friends and family and want to care and support for me, and for those people who are going through the exact same thing. whether it's in Colorado, whether it's in New York, whether it's in California. One of the things I did find helpful was looking back through other people's videos and blogs and seeing what they did, what worked for them, what didn't work for them, things like that. So I just want to share my story about that. So yeah, I took it in 2003, 2004, did not pass. So what brings me to the 2012 bar exam? It's been 9 years, since I graduated from law school. My son is about to turn 9, and why now is sort of the big question. And I'll go into a lot more detail about what stopped me from taking the bar exam between 2004 and now. Why I was on an 8-year hiatus from this, which I think was an extreme story, but one that I think other people might be able to relate to on some level. So I am taking it now because I got back in contact with one of my old law school advisors, someone who was incredibly influential for me throughout all of law school, from first year and beyond, who sat down with me and helped me sort of figure out why I would want to be a lawyer now. I mean, I've had some fundamental disagreements over the years with the legal profession as a whole, and with some of the predominant ideas in the legal profession. And I know that some people watching this video, especially for bar exam advice, don't have the same feelings because they desperately want to be an attorney, and that's wonderful. We need people who are committed to being attorneys and being good attorneys. My issue with the bar exam is not so much that I want to be an attorney and that's just my goal and that's my destiny, but there was an aspect of it that really felt like I had this fantastic legal education. I had all these great experiences in law school, teaching kids, representing kids in court, doing legislative work, and it felt really empty to not have that final piece of it that sort of confirms all of this work that I've done. Now, that was certainly my motivation the first 2 times, but there was an aspect of it for me when I originally took the bar that was, okay, so if I pass, then what? Because I don't want to be in court. I had experience in court, and I really did not ever want to be setting foot in a courtroom ever again. And so over the past 8 years since I last took the bar, I've done a lot of different jobs, and some of them more, most of them still in the legal field, but I've worked with legislation and public policy. I've worked with contracts and environmental law and construction law. And most recently, in the past year, I have left my job, my nice, stable job, in order to become a full-time mediator. And mediation is something that I'm very passionate about, something that I really believe in, and that I've seen work in so many different situations and scenarios. So as I sat and talked with this advisor, I talked about, just wanting to be able to provide better services to the people that I mediate with. And I also have a bit of a consulting business that goes along with mediation. It's sort of a side business, but being able to provide legal services, legal consultation to those clients as well, and have a little bit more, have additional tools in my toolbox, additional protections with malpractice and professional liability insurance, things like that. I mean, there's a number of different things, a number of different avenues that open up to me once I become an active member of the bar. That, it took a long time for me to realize that if I pass the bar exam, I don't have to be a lawyer. I don't have to go into court. I don't have to, but I have the option to. If it's something I really believe in and something that I really want to do. And, it keeps job options open to me. The number of times that I went on job interviews and was told how ridiculously overqualified I was for a position because of the JD. JDs can be a little bit intimidating. And then to lose out on those jobs because I was so overqualified for them. Likewise, to know that I would be rejected for attorney-type positions or lawyerly type positions because I didn't have that license. So I was stuck in this really weird in-between place in my career, which is part of the reason why I chose to actually kind of create my own career, because I have talents and abilities that I think are useful and still are relevant to the legal profession. And it is something that I want to be able to be a part of the legal profession in order to help it grow and help it embrace people like me who may not believe in the competitiveness and conflict based world. I want to be able to help people resolve and reframe conflict in order to benefit their lives. So that is why I'm taking the Colorado bar exam in 2012. And in addition, like I said, I want there to be some resource out there for other people in Colorado who are taking the bar exam, other people who have been out of law school for a long time, who are still sort of trying to decide what they want to do with it, and whether or not they should take it. So I figure if I add my story out there, then it might help somebody realize their dreams and be able to move forward with this incredibly difficult process. So that is sort of a very brief summary. The next video that I will do is a summary of week 1, which is actually a very difficult week of bar prep. So thank you so much for listening, and I only ask that in the comments you just leave positive comments. Right now, one of the big things I'm trying to kind of cut out is a lot of the negativity that I've attached to the bar exam, and I'll go into more detail about that in future videos. But positive comments would be nice. Negative comments, not so helpful. Just as a general rule, much less for this particular endeavor, negative comments are not helpful. So, thank you so much for listening. Thanks for tuning in, and thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. Thanks.